This is Conversations from my Caravan, and my name is Janet Gershlick. When I was thinking about this week's conversation and writing a few words about it, I knew it was going to be a difficult one for both me and probably for you viewing this conversation. And I'm doing it because a couple of weeks ago in the UK it was Mother's Day, and I started thinking about grief and the loss of a relative and loved ones and how difficult it is for everybody and what a personal journey it is. If it hasn't affected you, if you haven't, lost anybody, I'm so pleased for you. Or you're not, travelling that journey of grief, that's fantastic. But do keep listening and viewing, because you may, who knows, in the future come across someone who is going through that journey, and maybe by viewing you can pick up on what to say to someone who's going through such a difficult time. Grief, I've realised and learnt, whoever you've lost, a friend, a relative, is very exhausting. It's isolating. It's lonely, it's just a tough time to be going through such terrible emotions. And you feel jet lagged. I felt jet lagged most of the time. When you're in that situation, you're so tired all the time, you tend not to go out or do any exercise, and you tend to maybe overeat and maybe drink too much, a little too much, and you're very isolated, and you tend to, maybe you don't talk to enough people, you just sort of keep it in with yourself. And there's some days when you think, oh, great, I'm surviving, I'm 2 steps back and 1 step forward or whatever it is, but the next day you think, oh my goodness, I'm right back at the beginning again, and it's not helping at all. And people, when they come up to you and talk about your grief, that bless them, they don't really know what to say. And they say things like, isn't it time you moved on? The people that love you wouldn't want you to be like this for very long. And you think, well, I didn't react very well when people said this to me. And I think, well, this is my timetable. Let me take my time. These words don't help sometimes. And perhaps, if you are coming across someone who's, going through this grief process, perhaps the best thing to say to them is, can I help you? Or I'm so sorry for your loss. That could help both people in such a difficult situation. And this thing about stages, there's meant to be 7 stages, I think. I mean, this is all personal experience, but for me, the stages never actually came in the right order. There was like, stage 1 came after stage 4, and there was 3 of stage 5 and 4 of stage 2. Again, that was confusing. But anger came into it a lot, to be honest. And it was, just flared up from nowhere, and that's quite surprising and a little stressful, but certainly that is one of the stages that, just for me, they never actually came in the right order. And what I also learned is, despite people telling me this and I'm not wanting to hear it, was that it does change. It stays with you, but my goodness, it does change along the way. So when this happens to you, all I can say from my own experience is, maybe to help heal your heart a little, is you plant bulbs, you plant a tree, you name a bench in their memory, you run a marathon in their memory, and also, be kind to yourself, eat well, try and sleep well, and talk to people. Don't keep yourself isolated. Just talk to family and friends, and they will understand about your grief. They really will. Just don't keep it to yourself, and when the time comes, share it with people that truly care for you, and they will. So this has been Conversations from my Caravan, and I am Janet Gershlick, and I'm sending love until we meet next time, and take care.